Hi everybody, welcome to this video on Fluency 8 part 2. Question 13. Make X the subject. As you look at the question, first thing you do is get your subject out of the brackets. So let's do that by expanding the brackets. We leave the left-hand side as it is for the moment, and we expand brackets. 3 times x, 3x, 3 times positive y, positive 3y. Now we have x on both sides, so we have to get rid of the smallest x. 3 is smaller to 5, so we have to get rid of 3x. Successful elimination with inverse operation. That's why I did a negative 3x, because I want to get rid of it. 5x take away 3x is 2x, and on this side I am left with 3y. Again, I need to get rid of this 2, so then my subject is on its own. And I do that by dividing both sides by 2. And I'm left with x equals to 3a over 2. I have made x my subject. Question 14. Complete the table. We will need to substitute the values given into the equation given. We have been given an equation, and we need to put the values given into the equation to find the value of y. So first value is negative 2, so x is negative 2. Take away the 2 that's there. Negative 2 take away 2 gives us a negative 4. And so on with the next one. Negative 1 take away 2, so negative 3. 0 take away 2 leaves me with negative 2, and 1 take away 2 is a negative 1. And that question is finished. Question 15. Factorize. You have 3 terms to this factorization. So you will need to look, first of all, for the highest common factors of 18, 15, and 21. So if I am to do the 18 first, I have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. And I figure out the 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5, and that's it. And for 21, 1 and 21, 3 and 7. Remember that factors always go in pairs. So I will need to look for a number that appears in both of them, and that number is 3. So if I am to rewrite this expression, I would have 3 times 6, then the a. Then I have, for the 15, 3 times 5, which gave me the 15, then the y. Plus, for the 21, I have 3 times 7, then the z. Now this 3 will come out of the brackets because we are factorizing. So this 3 is gone out of the brackets. So you will put in the brackets whatever you are left with. In this case, in here is 6a. Then I have the negative 5y. And what I've left on the third one is a 7, positive 7z. And you have finished. Question 16, simplify. So we have now to apply index laws. The law, when we have brackets, like this question, tells you that you have to multiply them. So the first step you do, you write it as x squared times 15. This is how you get rid of this bracket. And we leave the other one as it is. So the first one, x is the base, 2 times 15 is the power of 30. We'll leave the other one. Now we move on to the next law of indices. Bases are the same, so when we're dividing, we subtract powers. So x to the power of 30, take away 5, So the answer is x to the power of 25. And you are done with it. So make sure that you correct this as we're going along. If I'm going too fast, make sure you pause the video and do the corrections and the notes. Question 17. We have a speed, distance, time question. So we know that we have to do a box method. So 15 miles and minutes. So that is my first box. It's asking us for an average speed. So speed is the miles per hour. We're going to work with minutes first because we cannot work with two different units. So we have to go into 60 minutes because we said last lesson 1 hour has 60 minutes. We're going to have a look as to what is the connection there. 20 to go to 60 is times 3. So 15 times 3 would give you 45 miles. So 45 miles in 60 minutes, hence is 45 miles per 1 hour. That's the speed, 45 miles per hour. That's finished. Estimate. To estimate, we round to 1 SF. Let's do that first. 4.7. The first significant number is 4. 7 is a decider. 7 is too heavy, so we'll change the 4 into a 5. Then we have a minus. We have 2.4. 2 is the first significant number, and the 4 is the decider. 4 is not strong enough, so we'll not change the 2. We still have it cubed. Plus 11, draw the line. 1 is too weak, will not change the first one. All we have to do now is work out. 2 cubed is the same as 2 times 2 times 2. That gives me an 8 plus 10. 5 take away 8 is a negative 3. Remember, on your number line, your starting point is a 5 and you're going down by 8. So you're going to go down 8 loops and you'd see where you're going to end up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Hence the negative 3 for the answer there. Plus 10. Again, now you are at negative 3. You are here. That is your starting point. So if I do that in a different color, you can tell the difference. So this is my starting point, and I'm going to go up by 10. So we're going to go in loops 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you would see that you would end up here at 7. Okay, so the answer over there would be a positive 7. Moving on to the same equation. With the same equation, we know the steps by now. So step 1 is label your equations into A and B. Step 2, see if the numbers before X and Y are the same. If they are not, you make them the same. In my case, they are. So I move on to step 3, and that is eliminate one of the equations by addition or subtraction. So if I want to eliminate the 4, those are both positive. So to eliminate, I need to subtract, because 4 take away 4 would give me nothing. And I need to eliminate one of the letters. So I'm subtracting the equations one from another. 4x take away 4x, nothing. That's the whole point of it. 5 take away 2. So we have a positive 5y subtracting a positive 2y. These two turn into a plus. So you have a 5y plus a 2y. which would give you a 3y. So let's write this here. Sorry, that wouldn't give you a 3y, it'd give you a 7y. Sorry about that. 9 take away a 2, a 7. So y is equal to 1. I found y, but I need to find x now, because the same equation has two solutions, one for x and one for y. And I'll do that by substituting the value that I found into a. So the a equation is 4x's plus 5 lots of 1 is 9. So 4x's plus 5 is 9. Now I solve, taking 5 away on both sides, because I need to solve for x. There you go. They give me a 4, so x is equal to 1. I found both values, and I do the last thing by checking my values in equation B to make sure that I'm correct. So my B says 4 1s take away 2 1s. This is x, I'm substituting. This is y, I'm substituting the values that I found. This must give me a 2. So 4 take away 2 gives me a 2. So I know that I have done this question correctly. Question number 20. I'm dividing by a decimal. We've said that division by decimal does not exist. So we need to use equivalent fractions to do this division. First thing, I write it as a fraction. All I've done, I've copied this question and written it as a fraction. Now, I need to write the denominator as an integer because I cannot divide by a decimal. I need to go to 6. That's an integer. This is a decimal. So to go from 0.06 to a 6, I multiply by 100. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So 1.8 times 100 is 180. Now I can divide 180 by 6. It's the same as writing 18 times 10 by 6, if it helps you see how to divide. Now 18 and 6 goes into both of them, leaving me a 1 and leaving me a 3. So you're left with 3 times 10, which is a 30. And that would be your answer. We have an expand and simplify on number 21. So we're going to go x times x, x squared, x times positive 9, positive 9x. Then we have negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times positive 9, negative 27. Well, I've done the expanding. Now I need to do the simplifying. So we collect like terms, sign included in your circling, super important. X squared is term on its own, nothing else to be collected with it. Positive 9, take away 3x would give me a positive 6x. And 27, negative 27, cannot be collected with anything. So that will be your finished answer. Factorizing, this is the opposite of what we just did. So we know that we need to end up with 2 double brackets like that. We also know that x has to be on both of them, because when you expand it, x times x gave you x squared. Now we are looking for 2 numbers that when they multiplied gave us 4. So let's write the numbers that can give us 4. I have positive 1 and 4. When I multiply them, that gives me a 4. And this 4 is this one here that I need to get. That's why I'm doing the factors. I also can do negative 1 and negative 4. When I multiply them, still gives me a 4. I also have positive 2 and positive 2. That gives me a positive 4. Also, these two negative 2's can give me a 4. So I need to choose a pair that when I add them up, gives me this 4x. And the reason why I'm saying that, because look in here, when we add it up, when we simplified, we added those two up and I got a 6x. So I will need to add any of these two numbers up to get a 4x. And that pair is this one, because when, oops, sorry about that. When you add +2 and +2 together, you get 4. But when you multiply them, you get 4 too. So we put the +2's in the bracket, and that is your finished answer. Moving on to question 23. We had a radius here of 9 meters. Calculate the area. Area of a circle is pi radius square. And we know that the radius is 9, because we can see that from the diagram. Also, we know that pi has a value of 3.14. So let's substitute 3.14 times radius, which is 9 squared. 3.14 times 81, because 9 squared is 81. That's 9 times 9. So what we need to do in here now, we need to do a gelosia. I have 3 columns because I have 3.14 and 81 on the other two. Let's split those up. Let's go. 4 8s, 32, 1 8, 8, 3 8s, 24, 4 1s, 4, 1 1, 1, and 1 3, 3. Adding them up, 4, 3, 8 add 3, 11, add 3, 14, carrying the 1, 4 add the 1, 5, and we have the 2. So we have the digits of 2, 5, 4.34. And the point came, that's your decimal point, and this number doesn't have 1. So if you drag the 2 together, that's where it's going to end up. And that is your finished answer for 23. Number 24, we are solving an inequality. To solve inequalities, we do the same thing as we solve equations. So we're going to get x on its own. And we do that by eliminating whatever is next to it. -8 on both sides to get rid of this 8, and we're left with 2x. The sign gets copied down as it is. You cannot change the sign in here. 12 take away 8 is a 4. Again, we need to eliminate the 2 by division. It's opposite of multiplication. And x is equal, sorry, that's not equal, is smaller to 2. I have solved the inequality, and there's nothing else to do there. Please make the necessary corrections. Again, go back to the video and make notes, so then next week you can be better at this. Okay, guys? See you next time.